guys, it is 2Pro Adam, and today I have a video idea that I've been sitting on for like 3 or 4 months now, and I think right now, the current state of our community, it is the perfect time to release it. So, as you guys can tell by the title, today I'll be going over 7 times the zombies community hated Treyarch. So on our previous sound quiz, I sauced you guys a super easy sound, and pretty much all of you got it right. There were some of you that did get it wrong. The correct answer was buying the Bowie knife, so congrats to all of you who got that one right. Today though, I'm going to give you guys a very hard sound, so make sure you really listen before commenting. That's definitely a tricky sound, so good luck to all of you with that one right there. And of course, if you guys are new here, smash that sub button. If you are subbed, make sure you have notifications turned on. And besides that, let's go ahead and jump into the first time that the zombies community really did not like Treyarch. The first time I really remember the zombies community being upset with Treyarch was DLC 4 for BO1 Zombies. That DLC brought us Moon, and the reason why people were upset was because some people got the DLC for free while others had to pay. When DLC 4 dropped for BO1 Zombies, I was like 15 years old. It was like 8 years ago, and I remember that a lot of people weren't really happy with the way they released DLC 4, because if you got either the Hardened Edition or the Prestige Edition, you got the original 4 World at War maps remastered for BO1, so they wouldn't charge you for just one map, so they gave you the DLC for free. But for other people who did not have that edition, you had to go ahead and pay that, I think, 15 bucks to get Moon, plus those 4 remastered World at War maps. That last one happened during a time when Zombies wasn't really all that big, so it wasn't a massive event. But this next one was definitely a lot bigger, and people were really upset. This was Revelations Easter egg step number 1. It took a week to solve, and when it was finally solved, a lot of people, and I mean a ton of people, were really upset with what the step actually was. Those of you who have never done the Rev Easter egg, which is probably very few of you, the way this step works is you summon in the Keeper, bring him to a random rock by the jump pads. There was 3 locations for this rock, and it took people an entire week to find one step. People usually solve Easter eggs, Treyarch Easter eggs, in a couple of days, but solving only one step in a week was massive. On top of that, Rev had a ton of attention, hands down the most hyped map in Treyarch Zombies history. So when people finally found out what the step was, a lot of people weren't happy with Treyarch. Coming in at the number 5 spot, the release of Black Ops 2 Zombies was kind of a disaster. For those of you that didn't play back then, when BO2 first came out, a lot of people, and I mean a ton of people, were unhappy with the map Transit. For the release of BO2 Zombies, all the trailers for Transit made Transit look like this revolutionary zombies map, which it kind of was, but then BO2 Zombies came out and Transit was this annoying, tedious, horrible zombies map, and it wasn't until we got maps like Die Rise, Mob of the Dead, Origins, and Buried, we began to realize how horrible Transit actually was. I'd love to know how many of you who played BO2 when it first came out, how long did you play Transit? Personally, I played for like a week or 2, and then I was done. I just played Nuketown, Farm, and Town. Those maps were great, but playing Transit was such a chore. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we are now going to jump to the release of Black Ops 3 Zombies, and the release of BO3 was definitely not as bad as BO2. Shadows was a good map. We had the Giant. Now sure, there were complaints with Shadows when it first came out. Actually, a ton of them, including myself. I was not a fan of Shadows, but the one big thing that I know a lot of people were really upset when it came to the release of BO3 was there were no new game modes, not even any returning game modes from Black Ops 2 Zombies. Before BO3 dropped, we all thought that we were going to get Grief back in BO3 along with Turned, or improved versions of those modes. On top of that, we were all expecting to have brand new game modes because Zombies desperately needed some more game modes, and BO2 took a step in the right direction. Then BO3 comes out and we have absolutely nothing. We didn't get Grief back, we didn't get Turn back, we didn't get any new modes. And I know a lot of people were really upset about this. For these next three things, these are massive, monumental moments in the Zombies community. If you've been playing Zombies for a long time, you will recognize these three things for sure. So coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Origins ending cutscene. People were beyond pissed with Treyarch after the cutscene came out because everybody thought that the zombie storyline, everything leading up to Origins, it was just a game. If you've watched the Origins ending cutscene, pretty much it's just Samantha playing with a bunch of toys. And of course, these toys are the Zombies crew. There was an MP40 wall buy on the wall. There was a mystery box toy. Every single crew the Panzer sold at. So we all thought that the whole time this zombie storyline was just a children's game, and people were enraged. If you didn't play Zombies back then, you'll never know how upset people actually were. Now, of course, it makes a lot more sense now, but back then, man, people were losing their minds. Coming in at the number 2 spot, this was a situation that was very similar to the Origins one that we just talked about. In fact, it's pretty much identical. And this was with the Revelations ending cutscene. DLC 4, just like Origins, ending cutscene, just like Origins. And this was a monumental event in the Zombies community because, first of all, Revelations was incredibly hyped up. There was so much excitement for this map, and then we finally get this ending cutscene, and the way the map was marketed was, it's, you know, the end of the storyline. It was the end of everything, right? And then we get this cutscene, and it was kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of a massive letdown, and you know what? I'm somebody who is not super invested in the storyline. I kind of know what's going on, I kind of don't, and even I was kind of upset. It was kind of a letdown. We went from map to map in BO3, collecting all of these souls to go to Revelations, just to disappear and get thrown away by Dr. Monty. And again, I'm not a storyline person, I'm more of a casual storyline player, and I was even pissed. I couldn't even imagine the people who were super invested in the storyline and knew every detail to get this ending. People in general, though, after that cutscene came out, were absolutely losing their minds. Coming in at the number 1 spot, I think this one is kind of obvious. The point where the Zombies community was the most upset with Treyarch is right now. Maybe not exactly right now, it's kind of died down a little bit, but when BO4 first came out and the game was not stable at all, the game was crashing on round 10, in Easter egg steps, or at the main menu, or in theater, the game was completely unstable, at least on the Zombies side of things, and the community had never been so upset at Treyarch. This trumps the Rev ending cutscene, the Origins ending cutscene, absolutely everything. This was the absolute worst. That kind of hate or dislike has carried on a little bit because the game is fixed now. Like, it works perfectly, it is completely 100% stable, but I think right now people are just really enjoying or are used to kind of hating on Treyarch. And of course, people are upset that we don't have any new content, or we see all these amazing things in Black Ops multiplayer, but none of that stuff is in Zombies. So right now, a lot of people are really upset with Treyarch when it comes to the whole zombie side of things, and hopefully with this new year, Treyarch can give us a ton of new content, but only time will tell to see if they can turn things around with BO4 zombies. There you have it, guys. Those were 7 times that the community was truly upset with Treyarch. It's happened a ton of times, and I'm sure it is going to happen again. Besides that, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe for a ton of Call of Duty Zombies content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.